and techniques, I want to recognize what the difference between three main type of the knots, which I mentioned, between granny knot, between square knot, and between surgical knot. How you do the knot in your home? Yeah, simply, for example, for your shoes, yeah, what do you, something like this, or for example, something like that. And now if you will look to this knot, friends, you will see some specific. Now look, I especially take two colors to recognize position of each one. You can see that in one side, one black located above the loop, another below loop. Oppositely, samely, one brown located above, second located below. Then you tie this knot. It doesn't give the strong fixation. It can be simultaneously open. That's it's not self-fixating knot. By the way, only two knottings we call complete knot. If you make one only knot, we call it simple knot, and it's not fixated. It can be simply open. By the way, in your home, usually to make complete knot, you make two knottings, first and second. In surgery, it's not enough. For polyfiber threads, we make minimum 3 knots for fixation. For monofiber threads, usually 4 or 5 knots. Because as you know, monofibers have the molecular memory that can be simply open. That's why for fixation, we need more movements. So remember, please, these positions which I show for you, that's a granny knot usually is not used in the surgical practice. It's very weak. Second knot, I don't show now for you technique. That's I don't look so much how I tie. I just will show for you final form of it. If I will show for you second knot, you will see the evidence difference from the first one. Look, both blacks located above the knot now, both gray or brown located below it. And it is like 2 loops which is inserted one into another. Then you tie it, guys, it makes self-fixation. One loop fix another loop, and they hardly can be open in the future, even if the high pressure will be applied to them. Such kind of the knot is very useful in the surgery, and we call it square. Or in some literature, it has another name, sailor's knot, because sailors use it usually to connect it to fuselage, takelage, and some other parts of the ship. Next knot is very resemble to this one. By the way, last one, it is, hold this mid part in your hand, please. Last one, it is the strongest knot, which is used in surgery, but unfortunately, at the same time, it is the biggest one. You know, big knot is not the good option, because it is foreign body, and it suppresses the neighboring structures. But from the point of the view of the strongness, it is the best one. Now, what I'm doing, first time, I pass the thread not once, but twice through the loop. Second time, again, I do the same like in the previous. Let's say here again, you can see that 2 blacks located above, 2 browns located below. But just I inserted first time the thread, not once through the loop, but twice through the loop. You can ask me why. Even in case of simple knot, such kind of the knot will fix the margins of hardly connected structures, for example, frontoparietal skin, to each other, and will prevent disconnection of the tissues until you will make the fixation. Okay? Let's say, second, my knotting, I do the samely like for the previous one. And again, you can see, yeah, that 2 browns located in one side, now in my case below, yeah, and 2 black located above. Do you see it? I think it's visible, yeah? This is one black, this is another black. Blacks located above, browns located below. Then you fix it, it gives very strong connection and prevent any disconnection of the structures from each other. Let's say in surgical practice, last 2 knots usually we use, or the square one if you suture something which is not so gaping, which is not so unmovable. For example, intestinal wall. You don't need to apply the big knot. Even the square will be enough to make the connections. If you suture something which has big gaping distance, which you need to make fixation by first simple knottings, of course you will use surgical one to prevent Are you asleep? Can you say what about I speak now? You. Yeah. Yes, you. Yes, you. I speak with you. Please. What about I speak? Take your bags and leave my room, please. Hurry up. Please, 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 friend, please. Faster. Do you think that my work is more easy than... That's not for you. More easy than yours? This is my third lesson today. And I am not so young like you. And don't think that for me it's easy to be concentrated and speak so much. But if I can, why you can't? You are more healthy, you are more young, you are more smart, brain. You say, well, listen to me, what does it matter? Let's continue. Now a little bit about knotting techniques. As I tell you before, we have double hand knottings, we have single hand knottings, we have open fingers, we have closed fingers. What does it mean open? It means your first and second finger is not fixed. You make fixation of the thread by your 3 fingers. What does it mean closed technique? You fixated the thread by first and second finger. 3 and others is free. This is fixed, this is open. I will show for you the most simple technique. You can record me, and after in your home, of course, you can try to repeat it. I don't want to do it now because I'm sure that during the 10 minutes it will be impossible. Until I will cut the thread and give it for you, time will be finished. Now look everybody to me. What is important for the hand technique of the knottings? During all your manipulations, guys, you must make the tension of the threads. Otherwise, the margins will be slided from each other. Then you make knotting by instrument. Let's imagine that my 2 fingers, it is needle holder. In that case, you make the knotting, first one. Then you should lose the tension of the thread to make the second knot. Let's say, in case of the knotting with surgical instrument, again, by my hand I show for you instrument. I just don't want to go and take it. You don't make the tension of the threads. And you can use it only for the structures which don't want to slide from each other. If it is the gaping structures, this method is unuseful because margins will be disconnected between first and second year knotting techniques. That's why I will use the hand method because it's more beneficial in that case, because I will make the tension and will prevent any disconnection. Now look, I can work by my right or I can work by my left hand, doesn't matter. All the steps will be same. If I make, for example, double hand, open fingers technique, first of all, I put my finger below the thread. I can do it in right or in left side, doesn't matter. I put opposite thread below my finger. I connected my first and second fingers below the threads to each other, not above the thread, but below the thread. Then I push my first finger to up. I put the thread between my fingers and push it down. And with the tension, as you see, I don't lose my tension. I tie the first knot. For the second knotting, guys, I will use now not my second but first finger. I put the finger below the thread. I put the opposite thread above my finger. Again, I make connection between first and second. But now I push my second to down. I put the thread between my fingers and now push it to upwards. Let's open my thread and to see which kind of knot is it. You can see 2 black below, 2 brown above. Classical square knot. If I will need to apply surgical one, first time, then I push the thread to down, I will do it twice. And then next movement will be absolutely same to the previous one. Again, if I will open it, you will see that 2 black is above, 2 browns is below. That's why this is surgical one. Of course, same I can do by my opposite hand. Look, fingers. Next one. Again, I will open it for you, and you will see the same rule: 2 blacks above, 2 browns below. That's a still it is square form of the knot. Now look to me. How we make close finger techniques, yeah? In close finger technique, as you remember, I told you, yeah? We make fixation by 2 fingers. 1 finger is, 3 fingers is free. That's it. I can do by 1, I can do by 2, I can do by 3 fingers. For example, simply 3 fingers. It's very simple. Thread is very thick, believe me, that's why it's not simple to work. For example, single finger. Or double finger. You see? Of course, samely we can do it by the opposite hand. There are other techniques also. For example, very beautiful open finger technique. Look. It's not hard. I will do it slow. Okay. Train, guys. Thank you very much.